So whenever we tend to be rejected, you know, that hurts our soul, us emotionally.
So my question,
That'll make us do things that we shouldn't do. You know, once we feel that rejection, and I felt it. My ex, she felt it, and that caused us to do things that'll hurt. You know, because of that rejection. I didn't think that I would be the person to, going through the divorce, breaking down and crying and stuff like that. I'd never been a person to cry.
Right.
But this situation made me a little emotional and things like that, especially, my kids, I love them so much.
When Melody Shari finally decided to walk away from Love and Marriage Huntsville, fans thought the drama would finally calm down. After everything she had been through, the cheating scandals, the public humiliation, the endless back and forth with Martell Holt, people believed this was her chance to breathe again.
Talk about your morals or lack thereof. Let's talk about your integrity or lack thereof. Let's talk about that. Okay? Let's talk about some stuff that actually has a little bit of substance. Okay? Secondly, girl, you're talking about I filed bankruptcy. Yes, sweetie, after your boyfriend filed. After he filed. So I didn't want everything to fall on me, not because I couldn't take care of everything. So let's get the facts straight, but I'm sure you have still continued to listen to all the lies that he gave. You know what? I finally understand why you was able to be a side chick for 5 years, because you dumb.
But what nobody expected was just how badly Martell would react once it became real. Because the second Melody stepped away from the cameras, something inside Martell completely unraveled. At first, he tried to act like it didn't matter. He smiled during interviews, he posted online like life was normal. He carried himself like a man who had already moved on. But behind that fake calm was a level of panic nobody saw coming. Because for years, Melody wasn't just his ex-wife. She was the center of his world, his storyline, his connection to the audience, and the one person who kept him relevant even when fans were angry with him. And once she walked away, Martell realized something terrifying. Without Melody, the spotlight started slipping away from him too.
Well, y'all, at midnight, Melody Shari Rogers released her statement stating that she would no longer be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. After 9 seasons of sharing her life with us, she has decided to part ways with the
But here's the twist nobody expected. Melody's exit didn't just expose cracks in the show, it exposed cracks in Martell himself. Suddenly, the man who spent years trying to control the narrative found himself completely powerless, and instead of handling it quietly, Martell lost it in the most public way possible. What started as frustration quickly turned into emotional outbursts, shady comments, and behavior that had fans asking one big question: was Martell ever really over Melody at all? Because the deeper this story goes, the clearer it becomes that Melody walking away may have been the one thing Martell never prepared for.
You should be shaking your dang on head at yourself. You always doing it. You was doing it 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people? You always doing that. You always doing it. No, it ain't accurate. No, it's not actually accurate. You said to me that when we were married, I was going to hotels cheating on you. That's a goddamn lie.
I didn't say you wanted this.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say that you was.
Yes, you did.
And
you said it multiple times.
There's a possibility, because like me.
Well, we know you was cheating.
It's okay. Okay. I'm sorry for that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not sorry.
I knew
for
they was going to destroy what we had. All this. It wouldn't have been like it is.
From the beginning, Melody Shari was the heart of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Even people who didn't watch the show regularly knew her name because her story connected with so many women. She wasn't perfect, but she was relatable. She was ambitious, smart, emotional, and strong enough to survive betrayal in front of the entire world. When viewers first watched Melody and Martell together, they looked like a power couple. They built businesses together, they raised children together. They talked about dreams, success, and building generational wealth. On the outside, it seemed like they had everything, but behind the scenes, their marriage was already falling apart. Once Martell's cheating scandal exploded publicly, everything changed. Fans watched Melody try to hold herself together while carrying the weight of embarrassment, heartbreak, and anger. Every episode became more painful to watch because you could literally see a woman trying to survive emotional damage while cameras followed her every move.
It's a wrap for Melody Shari Rogers on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's officially announced that she will not be returning to the reality TV series. Look, there have been a lot of signs that Melody was done with OWN, that she was done with Carlos, because she unfollowed him. She's said some things on social media, and most recently, she revealed some things about her issues with the show and how it's being produced. And someone, a producer, on her show basically wanted to be her TV manager, and when she said no, she felt as if there was retaliation.
And while Melody was trying to heal, Martell seemed more focused on defending himself than understanding the pain he caused. That's when viewers started turning on him. Instead of taking accountability quietly, Martell often came across defensive, bitter, and desperate to shift blame. Sometimes he acted sorry, other times he looked angry that Melody refused to simply forgive and forget. Their arguments became exhausting. One moment they looked like they might find peace, and the next moment they were back tearing each other apart again.
From that, what I did that I
Repeatedly.
so just regret from the depths of my heart. I regret. I'm like, if I knew, now it's like it wouldn't be this way. You know what I'm saying?
You should have listened.
Still, Melody stayed on the show, and that surprised a lot of people. Fans could see the stress written all over her face season after season. They saw the emotional exhaustion. They saw the pressure of co-parenting with someone she no longer trusted. And they saw how hard she worked to rebuild herself while constantly getting dragged back into old drama. But what many people didn't understand was that reality TV can trap people emotionally. Walking away isn't always easy when your career, your image, and your income are connected to the chaos. For a long time, Melody carried the show on her shoulders. Even people who disliked the drama admitted she brought emotional depth to the series. Without her, many scenes felt empty. She gave viewers someone to root for. Meanwhile, Martell leaned heavily into the conflict. Their arguments became the center of attention online. Clips went viral. Fans debated who was wrong and who was right, but underneath all the entertainment was something darker, a broken family slowly collapsing in public. And eventually, Melody reached her limit. You could almost feel it happening before she officially announced it. Her energy changed. She looked tired of explaining herself, tired of defending her decisions, tired of reliving pain for entertainment.
Then came the moment that shocked everybody. Melody decided to walk away. Not temporarily, not for attention, she was truly done. And that's when everything around Martell started spiraling. At first, Martell tried to make it seem like Melody leaving wasn't a big deal. He spoke casually about it. He acted like the show would continue just fine without her. But fans noticed something immediately. The more he talked, the more emotional he became. It was almost like he was trying to convince himself more than anyone else. Then the interviews started getting messy. Martell began throwing subtle shade toward Melody. He implied she couldn't handle pressure. He hinted that she was difficult behind the scenes. Sometimes he made comments that sounded bitter instead of mature, and viewers quickly picked up on it. Because here's the thing, truly healed people don't keep obsessing over someone who already walked away. But Martell couldn't stop talking about her. Every conversation somehow circled back to Melody. Every discussion about the show led back to her name. Even when he tried to focus on himself, fans noticed he seemed emotionally stuck in the past. And what nobody expected was how fast public opinion shifted again. Instead of supporting Martell, many fans started criticizing him harder than before. Social media exploded, with people accusing him of pushing Melody away emotionally for years. Others said he looked angry because he finally lost control over the situation. Because for the first time, Melody made a decision that had nothing to do with pleasing him, and that hit Martell differently. You could see it in his reactions. He seemed frustrated that Melody was no longer engaging in the same toxic cycle. She wasn't fighting publicly, she wasn't begging for understanding, she simply stepped away and focused on herself.
That silence drove him crazy. But here's where the drama became even more intense. Behind the scenes, rumors started spreading that producers were worried about the future of the show without Melody. Some insiders claimed the energy on set changed completely after her departure. Others whispered that cast members themselves felt the difference because Melody brought structure and emotional balance to the series. Without her, things reportedly felt chaotic. And fans noticed too. Viewers started questioning whether the show could survive without the woman many considered its emotional anchor. Online discussions became brutal. Some people openly admitted they only watched because of Melody's journey. Others accused Martell of ruining the very thing that made the series successful in the first place. That pressure seemed to push Martell over the edge. Suddenly, his behavior became more unpredictable. One day, he appeared calm and positive. The next day, he sounded angry and defensive again. Fans started saying he looked emotionally lost. Some even believed he was struggling with the reality that Melody was thriving without him. Because while Martell seemed stuck in emotional chaos, Melody looked lighter. She focused on business ventures. She spent more time with her children. She posted happier moments online. She no longer seemed weighed down by constant conflict. And honestly, that may have been the hardest part for Martell to accept. Seeing someone you hurt finally find peace without you can trigger deep emotions, especially when you believed they would always stay emotionally connected to your chaos. But Melody broke that cycle, and once she did, Martell seemed desperate to pull her back into it somehow. Fans began pointing out that whenever attention moved away from him, another dramatic comment would suddenly appear, another interview, another emotional reaction, another indirect jab. It started feeling less like heartbreak and more like panic, because beneath all the anger was fear. Fear of losing relevance, fear of becoming the villain permanently, fear of watching Melody succeed while he struggled to rebuild his image. And perhaps the biggest fear of all, realizing that the audience no longer saw him as the main character.
For years, Martell believed he could control how this story played out. Even after the divorce, he seemed confident that he and Melody would remain emotionally tied forever. But once she stepped away fully, he lost the ability to pull her into public battles whenever he wanted. That power disappeared, and without it, Martell looked exposed. But what nobody talks about enough is how emotionally exhausting this entire journey must have been for Melody. People saw the glamorous side of television, but they often ignored the emotional damage underneath it. Imagine trying to heal from betrayal while millions of strangers discuss your pain online every single week. Imagine raising children while your private struggles become public entertainment. That kind of pressure changes people. And for Melody, walking away was probably less about quitting a show and more about saving herself emotionally. Because there comes a point where peace becomes more valuable than fame, and Melody finally reached that point. The emotional impact of all this goes much deeper than reality TV drama. At the center of the story is a family that completely fell apart in front of the world. Children caught between parents, trust destroyed beyond repair. Two people who once dreamed together now barely able to exist peacefully in the same space.
that pain doesn't disappear when cameras stop rolling. For Melody, years of emotional stress clearly took a toll. Fans watched her try to stay strong, but strength doesn't mean someone isn't hurting inside. Sometimes strong people are simply the ones forced to keep moving, even when they're exhausted. And that's exactly what Melody did. She kept moving. She rebuilt her confidence piece by piece, while dealing with criticism from every direction. Some people blamed her for staying too long. Others blamed her for leaving. But through it all, she continued choosing herself and her children. That takes courage. Meanwhile, Martell appeared trapped in emotional confusion. On one hand, he seemed angry that Melody walked away. On the other hand, he looked unable to let her go emotionally. And that contradiction became painful for fans to watch. Because deep down, many viewers believe Martell didn't fully understand what he lost until Melody truly stopped looking back. There's a huge difference between separation and emotional detachment. For years, even after their marriage ended, they remained connected through the show. The arguments, the co-parenting drama, and the constant public attention. But once Melody walked away completely, that connection weakened, and Martell seemed completely unprepared for the silence that followed. No more guaranteed scenes together, no more emotional battles keeping him at the center of conversations, no more relying on Melody's reactions to keep fans engaged. Suddenly, he had to stand on his own. And honestly, that's when many people realized how much of Martell's identity had been tied to Melody all along. The saddest part is that none of this had to happen this way. At one point, they truly looked happy together. They built a life, they shared dreams, they created a family. But betrayal has a way of poisoning even the strongest foundations. Once trust disappears, love often struggles to survive afterward. And unfortunately, their relationship never fully recovered. Now, fans are left watching two completely different journeys unfold. Melody appears focused on peace, growth, and emotional freedom. Martell still seems stuck battling ghosts from the past, and that contrast says everything. In the end, Melody Shari walking away from Love and Marriage Huntsville became bigger than reality television. It became a statement, a woman finally choosing peace over dysfunction, a mother protecting her mental health, a person deciding that no amount of fame is worth constantly reopening emotional wounds. And whether people love her or criticize her, that decision changed everything. But for Martell Holt, Melody's exit exposed something much deeper than anger. It exposed dependency, emotional dependency on chaos, on control, on attention, and perhaps even on Melody herself. Because once she left, the masks started slipping. The calm interviews turned emotional. The confidence started cracking. The bitterness became harder to hide. And fans finally saw a man struggling to accept that the woman he once hurt no longer needed him to survive. That realization clearly hit him harder than anyone expected. Now, the future of the show feels uncertain. Some fans believe it can continue successfully. Others believe Melody's departure removed the emotional core that kept viewers invested from the beginning. But one thing is undeniable: nothing feels the same anymore. And maybe that's because Melody didn't just leave the show. She walked away from the cycle itself. She stopped feeding the drama. She stopped carrying emotional weight that no longer belonged to her. She chose freedom instead. Meanwhile, Martell is left facing the consequences of years of decisions he can no longer undo. And honestly, that may be the hardest punishment of all, because sometimes losing someone isn't what breaks a person. It's realizing too late how much they truly mattered. So now the real question becomes this: can Martell Holt rebuild himself without Melody standing beside him? Can the show survive after losing the woman many fans considered its heart? Or did Melody's exit finally reveal truths that were hidden for years? One thing is certain. The moment Melody Shari walked away, the entire balance of power changed forever, and Martell Holt has not handled it well since.